Righto, tellio there champs, and now let's review the Aorus 15G, which I think is the most impressive 10th generation gaming laptop I've had this year, bar none. And I've got a few reviews this week to get through. Sorry for the brevity of them, but I'm homeschooling my son now because of the lockdown in Victoria. Now I already have done a gaming review on this laptop, I'll tag that onto the end here. But let me tell you, I get a lot of laptops and yeah, 8th, 9th, 10th generation, 1060, 2060, whatever. They all blend into each other and yeah, same but different. Of course, design, thermals, etc. can make a big difference between one model to the other, but most of the time you review one, they're very similar. This thing is not similar. This thing is special. You can get up to a 99-10980HK 10th generation CPUs. Of course, you can get two different i7s, the 6 core and the 8 core as well. 240Hz display, 8, 16 and 32 gigabyte configurations. And depending on which model, the 8GB will run at 2666 and the other models will run at 2933 MHz. Then comes the graphics, right? The latest, the best. We're talking RTX 2070 and 2080 Super. And this thing is a monster. M-O-N-G, monster. No, it really is. They're Max-Q design, but man, the performance of this thing, see that FPS counter, it's just lighting up. And it comes in a reasonable price point. I will leave the latest prices in the description there. We also have two M.2 slots inside, so you can upgrade that. You can upgrade the RAM. And even though it does come at a good price point, and it's not quite as premium as the Aero, the build quality is good. I like the silver finish on it. It's a solid unit. All the ports you want, USB 3.2 Gen 1, 3 of those, Thunderbolt 3, HDMI 2.0, mini display port 1.4, headphone jack, that's a combination, a UHS 2 SD card reader, which is not common on gaming laptops, but I like that, and Ethernet. Awesome. So this thing is a gaming beast. 240Hz display. It's an awesome display, buttery smooth gaming, and you can get the frames up on this thing as well. But what makes this so special and better than all the other gaming laptops is that mechanical keyboard. Yes, a real mechanical keyboard. Omron gaming switches, 2.5mm travel, N-key rollover, RGB per key. It is an amazing keyboard. Let's have a listen. Oh, look at that glorious sound. Yes, mechanical keyboard. Hear it? So yeah, that's what makes this so special over other gaming laptops. They're all same. This thing here, it's no nonsense, good price, good value, excellent performance, and you get what a gamer wants is a mechanical keyboard, and it is epic, the best keyboard on a gaming laptop. You'll see later on its gaming performance. Gaming performance is, what you'd expect. It is an absolute beast with these parts. Thermals are good. Gaming laptops are loud, that's just how they are. And the skin temperature is perfectly what you'd expect, in the 40s, 45, whatever. So that's fine. We talked about the keyboard, that is awesome. The trackpad is also good as well. I have no complaints. Obviously, a gaming laptop, you're going to be using a mouse anyway. The sound is actually decent. Not that you'll hear them over the fans because gaming laptops are loud, but they're okay. They're nothing too spectacular, but they're serviceable. So it is a really nice package. We're talking, 4.85 pounds, 2.2 kilos. So it's not overly thick or heavy for a gaming laptop, considering the performance you get. 230 watt package, 94 watt hour battery, and over 5 hours battery life with this. So that is really good for a gaming laptop, especially with a 240Hz display. So what's not to like about this? I do think when it comes to, didn't like premium laptops, Aero 15 is the go. Full featured, great battery life, best display in class. This thing here in the gaming segment, no nonsense gaming. It separates itself from the others with that mechanical keyboard. So I definitely think it's one of the top gaming laptops. Display is awesome, 240Hz, near enough 100% sRGB, and it's around 300 nits of brightness, so it is a good display, good battery life for a gaming laptop, and it performs. It does what it's supposed to do. It's an absolute beast, and you get that mechanical keyboard. It's just the all-round package, and that mechanical keyboard just makes it so special compared to a lot of laptops with the same sort of parts, and just, I gotta say, they all blend into each other, and this one has left a mark on me, and I'll certainly remember this one. So anyway, catch you in the next one, guys. Check out the gaming review at the end of this. You're gonna love this thing. Also Wi-Fi 6, if I didn't mention that. Latest prices in the description. Catch you in the next one. Tally ho. Righto, tally ho there, champs, and let me introduce you to, well, the best 10th generation gaming laptop I've used so far, and this is the one to beat, I reckon, at the moment at least anyway. This is the Gigabyte Aorus 15g gaming laptop. Differs from the Aero, more affordable, latest price in the description. It is a monster. Let me tell you, it's a monster. And I review so many laptops, and they've got Intel 9th, 10th generation, RTX, whatever, and they're all the same but different. Yeah, there's slight different variants in performance and that, but generally, they're all the same. This is not the same. This one is special. Hear that? Mechanical keyboard, baby. Yes, let's have a quick look at that. Oh, look at that glorious sound. Yes, mechanical keyboard. Hear it? Oh yeah, that keyboard's awesome. Now this thing comes with the latest 10th generation Intel CPUs. This has the 10875H, so that's an 8-core CPU. We also have RTX 2070 super duper. So we're talking 90 watts here, and that's why this is such a great gaming device. I mean, it is really good. Now the first benchmark I actually ran on this was Red Dead Redemption, and usually RTX 2070, you're thinking about 65 frames per second. You know, at the high or equivalent of high. Basically, I just go into the settings, I go prefer quality, and then just turn off all the ultras and put it to high. So equivalent of high settings, usually 65 frames per second. This thing here, woof, it was doing over 70 frames per second, like 75 frames per second of Red Dead high settings. Wow. So this thing really performs, and not only do you get that awesome mechanical keyboard, you also get great performance, 240 Hz display, buttery smooth, super connected feeling. It is amazing. It's nice and fast. It is a good display. So yeah, I really like that. Now benchmarks come and go. Windows versions, driver versions, you know. You can take them with a pinch of salt. Yes, a pinch of salt. It's not a grain of salt. Anyone that says that, you can take them with a pinch of salt because everything changes over time, right? But thermals usually don't change bar sort of some sort of special upgrade to the BIOS or whatever. So the first thing I do is I test the thermal performance, and this thing here is really good. So I tested Cinebench and Luxmark simultaneously. So you hit that GPU 100%, hit that CPU 100%, and the CPU was maintaining around 60 watts and the GPU was doing 90 watts. So that's what you want. Maximum performance when the GPU and CPU is lit up 100%. And if I have a look at my notes here, yes, stock Cinebench was around 3,300. If you unlock the voltage, it's around 3,700 Cinebench. And with the GPU being lit up 100%, it was around 3,000. So it lost about 300 points once the GPU was lit up, but that's pretty good. Now gaming, the skin temperature, yeah, it's not really that bad. I wouldn't put it on your lap because the vents are underneath anyway. But on the top here, there's nothing to worry about in terms of heat. All gaming laptops allowed. And I did test everything in its gaming mode with full maximum performance, 1080p, high settings, everything. And it just killed all those benchmarks, you know, stuff that I'm not used to seeing on a normal 2070. And yeah, 240 Hz display. If you're playing Fortnite, if you're playing something like, you know, CSGO, Overwatch and that, you can get, you know, the frames up there to take advantage of these displays. But most of the time, you're getting around 120 frames per second mark, 1080p high. So you still get a super connected, nice buttery feeling of gaming. Now, when I was gaming, Battlefield is always the test for me to see if that CPU clock can stay up. But most of the time the CPU clock was doing more than say 4 gigahertz. But sometimes it would drop down to around 3.5, 3.6 on Battlefield. So yeah, that's normal for gaming laptops, I would say. Some perform better than others in this regard, and there was nothing really jarring about it. It was nice and smooth, the transition from over 4 gigahertz to 3.5, nothing jarring about it. And it will hit 90 degrees on that CPU, and that's where it's backing off. It hits that 90 degrees, probably can boost up higher and stay at 4 gigahertz if it went to 100, but they've chosen to, you know, put it at 90 degrees. That's up to them. And yeah, games like Battlefield, it will drop down to around 3.5, 3.6. Most of the other games that was sitting at 4 gigahertz or 4.1, the sort of maximum for this all cores. So anyway, this is a great gaming machine. Check out the Red Dead run at the end and check out the frame rates, check out the benchmarks. It's an awesome gaming machine. This is the one to beat so far out of the 10th generation, the mechanical keyboard. Ooh, yes, it's different. It's, you know, it performs. This is what you want in a gaming laptop, and I really like it. Yeah, it's a good package. Stay tuned for my full review. Catch you in the next one. Tally ho.